Okay, for this next one, I'm going to need a ruler, protractor, pencil, and a compass. Okay, so I'll put those to the side for the moment. So we're going to start off with just your ruler. And at your bottom of the page there, we're going to just measure up 4 centimeters. Mark on the 0, so we've measured from 0 to 4. And we're just going to move along there and do the same thing. 4 centimeters, and then very lightly just going to draw a line. Super lightly, very faint line there. And that's just going to be the kind of the base of where we're doing it. Okay, so everything's going to start from that. So I'm going to now draw a cone shape. And I'm going to start by drawing a diagonal line 7 centimeters up like that. And then 7 centimeters, so 7 centimeters at an angle, and then 7 centimeters down at an angle. Like that. Okay, but at the bottom we're going to do a curved line. Just very lightly until you feel right, just do a curved line. And we've created a cone shape. Okay, what we could do there, so it's 7 centimeters, and we could use our protractor now to measure the angle. And to do that, we put the little crosshair there. Okay, so we're looking for that crosshair there. Okay, where the line goes across, and there's a line going up there. And we're going to put that on the 0, the point of it. So that part there is going to go on the point there, and this line going down there, you might be different on yours, is going to line up there. And then we're going to see where that angle drops, so I can see it's between 30 and 40, 45, 46, it's 37 degrees. Okay, so we know that angle there is 35 degrees. The next thing I'm going to do is a cylinder shape, like a Coke can. And we're going to have it just behind, so we're going to have it covering the edge of that, so it looks like it's behind it. So from that line there, I'm going to draw a line up 7 centimeters tall. I'm careful not to cross over into a cone, but I'm just going to move it down, so it's going to be 7 centimeters up. And I'm going to do the measurement of 3.5 centimeters across. Okay, and then I'm going to draw the line down. And you can see that I've got it the 7 on the actual line going across. So I'm just going to give myself a little line there. And again, I'm then going to curve going across like that. And a curve, same curve there. So curve there, and an equal curve there. And then I'm going to do an ellipse across the top like that. Equal angle. And it looks like a cylinder shape. So at this stage, we're now going to draw a sphere. And to do that, we're going to need a ruler and a protractor. So I'm going to turn that, and I'm going to put the pencil through. So loosen that, put the pencil through, so the points meet. The points are both together there. Make sure that's right. Hard when I'm holding up like this, but point 3.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to double check on that. Perfect. And then I'm going to try and find it so that the point touches up there. I'm going to hold it on the end like that, and I'm going to draw it, and I'm going to leave a little bit behind, and just twirl my fingers around. Got it, but I'm going to have a little bit of it hiding behind that shape, so you can imagine it's gone behind there, but I want it to look like they're really next to each other, so some of them are trying to block in your view. Okay, now turn that the back. So we now know that from there to there is the radius. Okay, and that is 3.5 centimeters. And the diameter Hey Siri, how do you spell diameter? Diameter is then, let's measure it. From there to there is 7 centimeters. Okay. So the next one we're going to do is a square or a cube. We're going to do it an odd way, but a way I just want you guys to do it. We're going to draw a line down 3.5 centimeters to there. Draw a line across 3.5 centimeters. Going to then measure up 3.5 centimeters. And then line it up with that dot. Draw a line across and the line down 3.5 centimeters, like that. So we have a square 3.5 centimeters. What we're going to do then though is we're going to use our compass to do a 45-degree angle. So again we're going to go to the corners each time here, these 3 corners, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put that on there, and we're going to put the point on the crosshair there, leave that across there, and then we're going to go up 45, so 10, 20, 30, 40, and in between 40 and 50, you can see that little line there. We're just going to do a little dot where that is. See it? In between 40 and the 50. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to line up the ruler from that corner to that dot. It's about, you can see it's about 5 centimeters there, but I don't want that, I just want 3.5. So I'm going to measure up 3.5. I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to do the same again here. I'm going to put my protractor down and I want to go to that corner there. So that point there, that halfway point there, is going to go on there, and that line across is going on that line there. And again, 10, 20, 30, 40, between 40 and 50, that line there, and I'm going to put a little dot. I'm just going to get my ruler. And I'm going to measure it. 3.5 centimeters up. I'm just going to move this across a little bit. Just joined up. I'm going to go 3.5, 3.5 centimeters. 3.5 centimeters. And I'm going to do the same one more time on that point there. See the 90-degree angle there. 10, 20, 30, 40, halfway, 45 degrees, dot down. I'm just going to line my ruler up from that corner to there, and I'm going to draw it up 3.5 centimeters. This times 3.5. And then it should be, to make the square, we're going to join those two ends up, and if you look at it, it's 3.5 centimeters, and that there should be 3.5 centimeters. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn these into tonal 3D shapes. So on this one we're going to go from the point here, and like a fan, you're just going to draw that lines going out. So 1, very faintly, 2, Okay, and you can just draw 4 lines down here. 2, 3, 4 on that one. Okay, so those ones are coming out like a fan, those ones are going straight down. Half of the sphere, I'm going to draw an eclipse shape here, very lightly, and just like a bigger one around it, and do one that just sort of skims the edges of the circle. I think just one more should do it. That's going to convey all the tones from the light going through darker and darker until we get to the black at the bottom. Now you can use any of the different shadings that we learned earlier. You can so you can do the tonal ladder, you can do tone, you can do cross hatching, you can do dots, or your made up one. So on this one I'm going to just do shading. So this has got the light coming in from this side, it's above. Okay, and that is the light. So it's going to come in from this side. So what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have very dark on this side. A bit lighter on that side there. This one's going to get a little bit lighter. Now we're going to draw or colour in the sphere. First circle we leave blank, but the second one we stipple a few dots around it and then increase the amount of dots as we go towards the outer ring. You can go back over these many times, increasing the amount of dots. The important thing is that the last tiny slither around the edge should be almost black, and the one next to it going in towards the centre very dark, and then slightly less dark, slightly less dots until we get to the centre, which is pure white. Next we have the cube, and the cube we can use whatever design you want. I'm going to do a kind of squiggly line design. On the top it's clear, the light is hitting it so it's white. On the right hand side it's kind of a few streaks, wiggly lines to show it has some tone, and the side that faces you, I'm going to put as many as I can on to make it dark. And there you go, all the shapes and the tone. As an extension piece, you can write the word tone and go round it to create the bubble writing effect. And each of these letters, you're going to choose a different sort of form of mark making and shade it in. I'm going to start off with just sort of more normal tone, and then use different types of mark making to create the tonal effect that I want inside the word tone. I've used the kind of rule that the light is coming from above and to the right hand side, like I did with the shapes. And you can see that I'm using a stippling technique again here, referring back to my original tonal drawings. Just adding that stipple effect and then moving on to this piece where I just use a kind of hatching technique and make it a bit rougher, back to the stippling. And after a little bit of carrying on with this is the end product. Can't wait to see how yours gets on. So, good luck.